What if I told you someone could walk away from a car accident with no broken bones, no major visible injuries, and maybe only a sore neck, but months later develop chronic jaw pain, headaches, ear symptoms, dizziness, facial pain, or difficulty chewing? And what if I told you that many of these patients are never informed that the accident may have injured their jaw joints? When most people think about injuries caused by motor vehicle accidents, they usually think about neck injuries, back pain, concussions, or whiplash. Very few people think about the temporomandibular joints, also known as the TMJs, or the jaw joints. However, TMJ problems after motor vehicle accidents are much more common than many people realize. Some patients develop symptoms immediately after the accident, and other patients do not notice symptoms until days, weeks, or even months later, because TMJ symptoms can affect multiple areas of the head and the neck. These patients often bounce from provider to provider without ever getting a clear explanation for what exactly is happening. In this video, we are going to discuss how motor vehicle accidents can injure the TMJ, how whiplash affects the jaw and the surrounding muscles, why symptoms are sometimes delayed, why certain accidents may create worse TMJ injuries than others, what symptoms patients commonly experience, why these cases are frequently overlooked, and what treatment approaches are commonly used. This video is intended for educational purposes only and is not individualized medical or legal advice. So let's begin. Before discussing how car accidents can injure the TMJ, it's important to first understand what the TMJ actually is. The temporomandibular joint is the joint that connects the lower jaw to the skull. Every person has two TMJs, one located on each side of the head directly in front of the ears. The TMJ is one of the most complex joints in the body because it is designed to both rotate and glide. Unlike a simple hinge joint, the TMJ must coordinate extremely precise movements during talking, chewing, swallowing, yawning, and even breathing. Inside the joint is a small cartilaginous disc that acts like a cushion between the jawbone and the skull. This disc helps to absorb forces and allows the joint to move smoothly. The TMJ also works closely with the jaw muscles, the cervical spine, head posture, the nervous system, and all the teeth. Complex, huh? Because all of these structures are interconnected, TMJ dysfunction can create symptoms far beyond simple jaw pain. Patients may experience headaches, facial pain, ear pain, dizziness, stuffy ears, neck pain, muscle tightness, clicking or popping noises in the joints, changes in their bite, or even jaw locking. Not fun. One of the most important things to understand is that the TMJ is highly vulnerable to acceleration and deceleration injuries, which is exactly what occurs during motor vehicle accidents, during car accidents. When people hear the word whiplash, they usually only think about the neck. However, whiplash affects the entire head and neck complex, including the jaw. During a car accident, the body is exposed to rapid acceleration and deceleration forces. The head may suddenly snap forward, backwards, sideways, or rotate violently, depending on the direction of the impact. Even relatively slow speed car accidents can create significant force. The jaw is not isolated from the neck. The jaw is suspended and stabilized by muscles and structures connected to the cervical spine. As a result, when the neck experiences trauma, the jaw frequently experiences trauma as well. As I often say, the neck and the jaw are besties. There are several different ways the TMJ complex may become injured during a motor vehicle accident. One possibility is direct trauma. For example, the jaw might actually strike the steering wheel, the dashboard, a side window, the airbag, or another object inside the vehicle. This can then create inflammation, ligament strain, joint compression, disc injury, or even fractures. However, many TMJ injuries can occur even without direct impact to the jaw. In many cases, the injury occurs because of whiplash forces. During rapid acceleration and deceleration, the jaw may shift backwards, open suddenly, clench or snap shut forcefully, or move in abnormal directions, especially right and left. The jaw is not built for a lot of right and left movement, so if it moves right and left, that can be quite impactful. The muscles surrounding the jaw and the neck often contract violently in an attempt to stabilize the head during the accident. These forces can place tremendous stress on the TMJ disc, the little cartilaginous disc, the ligaments themselves, the muscles, and the surrounding connective tissue. Some researchers believe that sudden posterior displacement of the jaw during whiplash may contribute to TMJ injuries in certain patients. Others believe that the muscular and cervical components are equally important. But the reality is that there are likely multiple injury mechanisms involved rather than just one over the other. One especially important topic that is often overlooked is the difference between rear end collisions and side impact collisions, also known as T-bone accidents. While rear-ended collisions can absolutely cause significant TMJ dysfunction, many clinicians believe that side impact collisions, T-bone collisions, may create even more severe TMJ problems in certain patients. The reason has to do with biomechanics. The jaw is primarily designed for opening, closing, and relatively controlled forward movement. The TMJ, the jaw joints, are not naturally designed to tolerate large sideways forces. During a T-bone accident, the head and jaw may suddenly move laterally from side to side with tremendous force, and this creates abnormal loading patterns within the jaw joints. In other words, the jaw is suddenly forced into movements and stress patterns that it was not anatomically designed to handle. This can place substantial strain on the TMJ disc, the ligaments, the capsule, and the surrounding muscles. In some patients, side impact collisions may create asymmetrical muscle dysfunction, unilateral disc displacement, uneven joint loading, or significant cervical imbalance. Additionally, during a T-bone collision, the neck and the jaw may rotate and side bend simultaneously, which can dramatically increase stress throughout the entire head and neck complex. Patients involved in side impact accidents sometimes report one-sided jaw pain, uneven bite changes, increased clicking on one side, or severe muscle tightness on one side of the face and the neck. This does not mean rear-end accidents are minor. Rear-end collisions can absolutely cause major TMJ dysfunction and chronic symptoms. However, side impact accidents often introduce more lateral forces, and the TMJ, the jaw joints, are simply not designed to handle those sideways forces efficiently. One of the most confusing aspects of TMJ injuries after car accidents is that symptoms are not always immediate. Some patients experience jaw pain immediately after the accident. However, many patients develop symptoms gradually over time, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later. There are several reasons that this may happen. Immediately after an accident, the body experiences a surge of adrenaline and stress hormones. Patients are often focused on neck pain, back pain, bruising, bleeding, insurance issues, emergency evaluations, broken bones, or other injuries. As a result, mild jaw symptoms may initially go unnoticed. The body is also extremely good at compensating temporarily. Muscles may tighten and stabilize the area in the short term. However, after time, inflammation and muscular dysfunction can gradually worsen. Patients may eventually begin experiencing headaches, clicking, muscle spasms, limited opening, painful chewing, or bite changes. I've even seen the jaw lock closed after a motor vehicle accident. Inflammation itself may also develop gradually after soft tissue injuries. In some chronic cases, the nervous system may become increasingly sensitized over time, causing pain patterns to become amplified and persistent. It can become chronic if it's not treated properly. TMJ disorders can present in many different ways, which is one reason these cases are frequently missed. Some patients experience obvious jaw pain. Others barely notice jaw symptoms at all and instead develop headaches or ear symptoms. Common symptoms after MVAs may include jaw pain, facial pain, headaches, temple pain, clicking or popping, jaw locking, painful chewing, limited opening, ear pain, ear fullness, tinnitus, dizziness, neck pain, shoulder tension, an imbalanced bite, tooth sensitivity, lots of different things. There's many, many different ways it can manifest. Any or all of those, or any combination of those, really. Some patients report that their bite suddenly feels off after the accident. Others notice that they wake up with headaches every morning, or that chewing becomes uncomfortable or even unbearable. Headaches are especially common because the jaw muscles and the neck muscles are deeply, deeply interconnected. Again, they're besties. Muscles such as the temporalis, the masseter, the sternocleidomastoid, and the trapezius can all contribute to referred pain patterns throughout the head and the face. Many patients never realize that their jaw may be contributing to their headaches. Ear symptoms are also very common because the TMJs sit directly next to the ears. Inflammation and muscular dysfunction surrounding the TMJ may create sensations such as ear pressure, or ears feeling stuffy or clogged, ear ringing, ear fullness, dizziness, or pain. This is one reason many TMJ patients initially visit ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctors. So again, the jaw and the neck function as one interconnected system. This is critically important to keep in mind in motor vehicle accident cases. The muscles of the neck influence jaw posture, and the jaw then influences head posture. The nervous system integrates signals from both areas continuously. As a result, a neck injury can contribute to jaw dysfunction, and jaw dysfunction can contribute to neck pain. It goes back and forth. Or cervical instability after trauma may increase strain throughout the jaw muscles and joints. Likewise, abnormal jaw mechanics may increase muscular tension through the neck and the shoulders. This is why many patients with chronic TMJ symptoms after car accidents also experience chronic neck tightness, shoulder tension, headaches, and postural dysfunction. Some clinicians believe cervical dysfunction is one of the major missing pieces in chronic TMJ cases. And I agree. In many cases, treating only the jaw while ignoring the neck may lead to limited or incomplete improvement. TMJ injuries after motor vehicle accidents are frequently overlooked. One reason is that emergency providers understandably focus on life-threatening injuries first. Subtle TMJ dysfunction may not be immediately obvious. Another reason is that standard imaging may appear normal. Routine X-rays and CT scans are often not ideal for evaluating soft tissue injuries around the temporomandibular joints. For example, disc displacement may not appear on routine imaging studies. MRI is generally better for evaluating the disc, inflammation, joint effusion, and some soft tissue structures. However, not every patient receives advanced imaging, and true muscle dysfunction and muscle spasm doesn't even show up on MRIs. Tricky, huh? Another challenge is that symptoms are often delayed, which can make the connection between the accident and the TMJ dysfunction less obvious. Additionally, TMJ disorders remain somewhat controversial in certain healthcare circles because there are many different philosophies regarding diagnosis and treatment. Treatment approaches vary depending on the severity of the injury, whether the problem is primarily muscular, joint-related, cervical-related, inflammatory, or multifactorial. Some combination of all of those. There's no single treatment that works for every single patient. Conservative treatment approaches may include a TMJ orthotic made by a skilled and experienced TMJ dentist, physical therapy, cervical rehabilitation, jaw exercises, postural restoration or correction, stress reduction, muscle management, behavioral modifications, and anti-inflammatory strategies. Some people benefit from multidisciplinary care involving dentists, physicians, physical therapists, massage therapists, chiropractors, or pain specialists. One of the biggest mistakes is focusing only on the jaw while ignoring the cervical spine and surrounding musculature. Successful treatment often requires evaluating the entire head and neck system. Motor vehicle accidents can absolutely contribute to TMJ disorders. I see it every day at my private practice. In many cases, the injury involves far more than just the jaw joint itself. The muscles, ligaments, cervical spine, nervous system, and overall biomechanics of the head and neck may be involved. Side impact collisions or T-bone accidents may be especially problematic because the TMJ is just not anatomically designed to tolerate large sideways forces. Unfortunately, these injuries are often overlooked, misunderstood, or diagnosed much later after the accident. If someone develops jaw pain, headaches, facial pain, ear symptoms, neck tension, or bite changes after a car accident, the TMJ should absolutely be considered as part of the evaluation. Early recognition and appropriate treatment may help reduce the risk of chronic dysfunction developing over time. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your family or friends or someone who might benefit from this information. And as always, this video is intended for educational purposes only and is not individualized medical or legal advice. Thank you for watching, and remember, my friends, you can never have TMI about TMJ.